Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about my current favorites. First things first, if you guys are current subscribers, yes, I have got a new backdrop. So this, well, some parts of this are part of a collab that I'm working on, so I'm not really sure when I can talk about it yet. I think I can, but I'm waiting for the all clear and for the official announcement so that I can, tell you guys. I'll probably tell you guys on Instagram when I can finally tell you. Alright, so anyway, let's go back into the video today. So today we're going to be talking about my current favorites. I'm going to try and talk about stuff that I haven't spoken about before and maybe a couple of rediscoveries here and there. So let's start off first with skincare. So let's start off first with this serum. Now this is the non-gender specific everything serum. I really like the name of the brand, non-gender specific, just because every time as a male I go out and I go look at like skincare counters, it's almost always aimed at women, and I just really like the fact that it says non-gender specific, so anyone literally can use it. So again, this is the everything serum. It pretty much says it covers everything from wrinkles, fatigue, elasticity, hyperpigmentation, pore size, brightness, cellular rejuvenation. I believe this is available at Priceline. I don't know if it actually does all of that. I only use this in the morning. I don't think I've used it long enough to really see any difference, and honestly I swap out my skincare so often it's really hard to tell what works as what, unless I'm specifically reviewing it, then I won't swap it out. But this serum is really good. I use it in the morning, and I find that it really protects my skin from this horrid cold here in Melbourne. I shouldn't say horrid, I like the cold, but some mornings it's just way too cold, and that can dry out my skin. But this, and then my moisturizer that has sunscreen on it, bam, my skin looks really nice and dewy when I get to work still, so I am loving that. The next product is from Eylure. Eylure Hendriksen. Oh, I can't get that name right. Eylure Hendriksen. So I recently did a collab with them, and they basically sent me this to try out, and I am in love with this. This is the Glow to OH Dark Spot Toner. This has AHAs in it, and even though it says it's for dark spots, I don't really use it for dark spots because I don't really have any. But I love the fact that it has glycolic acid, and glycolic acid is a life changer for me. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a facial acid that you use on your skin that helps with dark spots and also facial congestion. So my skin gets congested quite a lot, especially around the forehead, so sometimes I'll get those little white bumps that not necessarily pimples, but they're whiteheads, so when you squeeze it out obviously you get that white stuff. And I also have blackheads on my nose, and then whenever I use this, my skin, it's like super smooth. I absolutely love it. It says to use with a cotton round, but I just put it on my hand and just slap it all over my face. Works wonders. I use it maybe 2 or 3 times a week, if that. I try not to use it every day, but when I do have a breakout, I will put it on a little bit more. Okay, and the last skincare product is from Elizabeth Arden. So this is their 8-hour lip repair balm. Yeah, intensive lip repair balm, works wonders. I get windburn on my lips all the time. I used to, at least. Ever since using this, it's stopped that from happening. And it's so good. Honestly, I've never really tried a lip balm that has done so much for me in so little time. So highly recommend this one. Okay, now let's move on to foundation. So let's start off first with a foundation that I have been wanting the correct shade for the longest time. It's the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I received this in PR. The first time I tried the foundation, I bought the wrong shade by accident. But yeah, I'm glad that I've got the appropriate shade, and it's such a beautiful foundation. I know there's been some controversy with this foundation when it first launched, but I actually really like it. The shade's really nice. In terms of the finish on the skin, it's a nice demi matte finish, and I just like it. It works really well with a beauty blender. You'd hope it would. And then we also have the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I don't really remember why I stopped using this. I think I might have received this before a bunch of new foundations started coming out, so I must have forgotten about this, but this is a really nice foundation. I wore this to an event and Oh, I wore it in the morning, and then in the evening I went to an event and my foundation still looked really, really good. So this definitely does last really well on this skin. Alright, moving on to concealer, we have got the Revlon Colorstay concealer. I'm using the shade number 3 and 4. This one's number 4. I think I've used this before back in Hong Kong, but I'm not really sure if the formula's different, because I remember back in Hong Kong the formula was a little bit dry and this one isn't, so I'm not sure if it's because they've updated the formula in general or because the Asian version is slightly different to the Australian version. But yeah, it's a really nice concealer, and I don't find that it's drying underneath the eyes. Yeah, really good coverage as well. Now let's move on to some highlighters. I love highlighters. These are highlighters that you guys have probably seen me feature heavily on Instagram in my tutorials. So let's start off first with some Fenty Beauty. This is obviously Rihanna's brand. Such a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. I've got 2 of these. This one obviously, and like a pinky orangey one. I really, really like it. Rihanna's highlighters are definitely the blinding sort of highlighters, but they don't look ashy, they don't look like a strip on this skin. Yeah, so pretty. The next one is a highlighter palette, and to be completely honest, I wasn't completely in love with it when I first received it, but the more I've worn it, the more I realise I actually really, really like it. It's the Hyper Real Summer Peach highlighter palette. So it's got 3 colours in there. One's definitely bronzy, one's like a champagne gold, one's like a rosy gold, and all 3 are beautiful on the skin. They perform really, really well. They give a nice soft glow to the skin, but it's still blinding. It's really hard to describe, but it's just a really nice soft glow, and yeah, I don't know, it's so pretty on the skin. Next one is from Manny MUA's brand, and this one is Lunar Beauty's Moon Prism Powder in Venus. I also have Jupiter, but I think Jupiter's a little bit too dark for my skin. But Venus is beautiful. It's just a nice champagne shade. This one is kind of like the Fenty Beauty like highlighter. It's quite bam in your face, but blends in nicely into the skin. My only complaint is the packaging. This is just me and personal preference. I just feel like the packaging is a little bit tacky. Don't hate me, I'm just sharing my opinion. Now let's move on to eyeshadows, and sticking to Lunar Beauty, we have the Life's a Drag colour palette. Now again, packaging, I'm a little bit tacky, but what's really important here are the eyeshadows, and I have to say I am so impressed with the formula. I've only really tried these ones up here and that shade Beat. So pretty. If you guys would like to see a photo of me using this, head over to my Instagram. You guys will see it's kind of like an Andromeda look, kind of inspired look. I use that purple and that pink a lot in that look. Oh, so good, so creamy, so buttery, and it just blends really nice, and pigmentation is definitely on point in this palette. Next is an eyeshadow single, and it's actually a cream, and this one is from Revlon, and this one is from their Colorstay line Bold. This is in the shade Emerald. It's such a beautiful shade. I have used this as an eyeliner mostly, but you can use this as an eyeshadow base as well, or an eyeshadow on its own. And yeah, I like the color selection they have. I'm sorry, I think my voice is going. Okay, next is an eyeshadow palette that I feel is slightly controversial, mostly because of the person it's associated with, but I love the palette regardless. It's the Morphe James Charles palette. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the controversies, there's a lot. But I have to admit, when all of that started happening, I stopped using the palette just because I didn't want to give the impression that I was taking sides. I'm not taking sides at all. I don't really care. I am here for the tea. I like to listen and see what's happening, but honestly, I don't want to get involved. Listening to the tea is pretty much the most I'll get into with things. But yeah, it really put me off using the eyeshadow palette for a minute there. But I started seeing a lot of people doing a lot of pride looks, a lot of rainbow looks, and then obviously I was reposting it on Glam Boys, and that really got me feeling a bit jealous, to be honest. Like, I've got this palette, why don't I use it? And it's really good. This eyeshadow palette is superb, and honestly it's made me consider investing a little bit more in some Morphe palettes, just because the pigmentation is so good and the formula is so good. So yeah, it's a good palette regardless of the controversies behind him. Next, we're going to go on to eyes. Obviously, I'm wearing my Solotica Natural Colours in Topazio. These are one of my favourite contact lenses. I feel like they're the most natural pair that I own. But yeah, I just really like the colour. Now we'll move on to the lashes. You guys know that I'm in love with my Eylure I Heart This lashes, but recently I have been using this pair more, and it's the Gimme Gimme lash, and to be completely honest, these lashes just remind me of my natural lashes, but they're longer and thicker, if that even makes sense. I just like how natural they look, so if you guys are looking for a natural pair but yet dramatic pair of lashes, maybe try the Gimme Gimme lashes. These are actually quite hard to find. I don't know if these are limited edition. I actually reached out to the PR because I couldn't really get these anymore, and I said, like, can you send me another pair because I actually really like these. Okay, let's move on to a liquid eyeliner, and this one actually surprised me. This one is from a brand called Butter London. This one is the Power Up liquid eyeliner. Now let me try and zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see the tip there. I don't think it's a felt tip. I think it's almost synthetic. I'm not really sure how to describe the tip, but it feels plastic and reminds me of liquid eyeliners from Asia, but it's just not as thin, but works as well. I really like the formula in this one because it's a nice true black, and it's almost got like a matte finish. Most liquid eyeliners have a like a shiny wet look, and sometimes it looks good, but I prefer a matte look for my liquid eyeliners, so that one's really, really good. Okay, now let's move on to lip colours. I have only one lipstick that I have been reaching for time and time again, and that's the MAC My Tweedie lipstick. Now this is their Power Matte finish lipstick. So if you guys aren't familiar with MAC finishes, this is kind of like their soft demi matte finish kind of lipstick, and this particular shade is on the peachy warm side. Really like the shade, it's so beautiful. I tend to pair it with a nice brown lip liner, and it gives a nice beautiful sheen to the lips as well, and I feel like it goes with every look. It's that, or I use Velvet Teddy and maybe a couple nudes from different brands, but yeah, I am a sucker for nude lips. Anyway, that is it guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tell me down in the comment box down below if you guys are using a new product and you guys are absolutely loving it, because I want to try out new products. As you guys know, I like trying out new products and sharing my thoughts and opinions with you guys. If you guys would like to see more of me, definitely head over to my Instagram at MrKenDenis. I try and post an Instagram story every day, if not every other day, but definitely on the weekends I'm very active on there, and I also obviously post tutorials and I also post photos just to keep you guys entertained as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!